Hi, I'm Jessica. If you're watching this video, you've probably seen my other video, makeup tutorial for people with thyroid eye disease. And I've been meaning to come back on here and give a little update because I've now had multiple surgeries to help treat the damage from thyroid eye disease, and perhaps show you a little bit about how I'm doing makeup differently now that I'm on the other side of surgeries. But I also wanted to mostly say thank you for everyone who's watched it and everyone who's left comments. I made that video during a time that was really difficult for me. It was a difficult waiting process to get treatment for my condition. I was really struggling a lot emotionally and mentally at the time, and in order to cope with the anxiety that I was feeling with waiting for my treatment and waiting for relief, I always feel better by doing something. And so I knew that I had been looking for similar types of resources, and I've kind of made it a little mission of mine to create the resources that are patient focused that I wish existed when I was diagnosed. But so yeah, I decided to create that video because I thought, maybe it'll help someone else. Maybe, there's a small handful of people out there who are also, looking for how they can maybe get some relief through, makeup, some relief of, maybe feeling a little bit more like yourself. And I'm really touched by how many people have watched that video, by how many people found it, by how many people still, like every other week, I feel like I read a new comment from someone who just found the video. So I'm very glad that it's helped so many people and has reached so many people. And thank you so much for those touching messages. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so where I am right now is during the 2020 to 2023 time frame, I had multiple surgeries to treat thyroid eye disease. First, I had a thyroidectomy because my Graves' disease symptoms were totally out of control. My numbers were totally out of control. Thyroidectomy was pretty much my only option, and I had a really, really great response to that. I feel amazing. And the medication that I'm on is very easy for me. So I had a great response with that. But then in terms of thyroid eye disease, I had 4 surgeries to treat thyroid eye disease. I had orbital decompression twice, but it was one time on this eye, one time on this eye. My doctor specifically wanted to do them at separate times. I also had upper eyelid surgery because I had eyelid retraction. So upper eyelid surgery on both eyes to release my upper eyelid down, and then on this eye I had a lower lid surgery as well. And all of that was to help correct the damage that Ted had caused. So now that I'm on the other side of that, I found that I needed to, not that I needed to, but that I wanted to explore makeup in a different way, because I was getting very tired of the old stuff that I was doing, and it helped me so much. It was a smoky eye with a lot of different browns, but I just craved something different. And coming out on the other side of that and healing both outside and inside, I really wanted to find how I wanted to express myself. And it's interesting because I think that a lot of people who have never had thyroid eye disease, or maybe haven't had surgeries before, sometimes they think that surgery will fix everything, and it doesn't. It certainly makes things a lot better. For me, my surgeries were life-changing. They were incredibly important to me, and I would do them all over again if I was, in that position again. I would say absolutely yes. But they don't fix everything. And so the person who I was before thyroid eye disease is not the person who I am now. Both inside and outside, Ted caused permanent damage, and it's still much better, but I still look differently than I did before Ted. And that's something that has honestly taken a lot of getting used to. And I think that it's okay to be grateful and still mourning the loss of something at the same time. There's a lot of opposing emotions, and I think that that's okay. Yeah, I was really excited to see like, well, what can I do now with makeup? Can I do things a little differently? Do I have to do the smoky eye technique still, or what can I do? So I kind of went off the deep end because I was so excited to do something different. And I just want to show you some of the makeup palettes that I have. Now these are very, very worn because I've used all of these so much. But first, rather, let me show you a little bit about what I'm doing right now. So it's a little hard to see, but you can see perhaps like a little bit of gradient from like a very light pink to a more mauve, darker kind of purple on the side. It's easier to see in person, but there's also a lot of bronze on top and definitely some sparkle here in the side. I've gotten like very into color and glitter, all the things that I would have strayed away from during my active phase of thyroid eye disease, because bold colors and glitter will add more attention to the eyes. But what I actually found is, I'm just going to try and relax my face. Before I had eyelid retraction, so I needed to create the illusion of having more eyelid. Now that my eyes, they're still a little farther forward than they were before TED, but my eyelids are lower now, so I felt like I just had so much eyelid to play with that I was like, well, it's like a billboard, let's put something on it. And there's a lot of people out there who have a good amount of eyelid just showing, who don't have thyroid eye disease. I remember my mother sent me a picture of Cher, and she was like, you should do your makeup like Cher. And yeah, she also, I believe, has, you know, a good amount of eyelid to play with. So I said, well, let's like put a whole bunch of stuff on it. Let's put color, let's put glitter on it, and let's just see what happens. So while this color gradient that I have right now is more of like my day-to-day kind of look, I honestly really love it. But I do, when I'm going out and having a lot of fun, I do a lot more sparkle, like golds and silvers, sometimes blue sparkles. For the holidays, I had sparkles that were shaped like little stars on the inside here. It was excellent. But so this is the color palette that I've been using. What's so different than what I was using during my active phase? And I mostly, you can see the colors that I mostly use. This bright blue and this bright red creates a lot of this really warm kind of purple stuff, but I actually put black in it too to make it just a little bit more muted. But if I'm going for a much brighter look, then I won't use as much black. And I think what I'm actually going to do with this video is I'm going to stop recording at some point, and then another day I'll put on different makeup that's a little bit brighter, just so that you can see the difference. But yeah, I use a lot of this blue, a lot of this red. Can you imagine? Like, I just look at this now and think about what I used to do. A lot of this sparkle, a lot of this sparkle, a lot of silver sparkle, the golds. This used to be a white as a highlighter for up here. So I have really yeah, embraced doing something different. And you know what's nice is I feel like there's certain places where I go out to eat, and every time I sit down, there's someone who walks by on the street, and just like a lovely young woman who says, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I hope this isn't weird. I just love your eyeshadow and I just wanted to tell you that. And it's honestly so nice to get compliments on something that is a choice that I have made and a way that I want to express myself, rather than someone telling me, oh my God, your eyes are so big. You know, that wasn't a choice, but something that I've chosen to do. It's really nice. Yeah, I do a lot of those brighter colors, but then in general, I am going to shift my gaze. I am looking straight into the camera here, but I'm going to shift it so I can see my reflection here. But basically the different things that I have done is my eyebrows are actually plucked just a little bit closer in, but that shape was created before thyroid eye disease. And now that my eyes are still a little bit bigger than they were before TED, I found that it was helpful to just balance out my facial features by adding just a little bit of pencil to bring my eyebrows just a little bit closer together. And I think that balances things out nicely. Now also, one of my friends is really into makeup. She actually taught me this gradient idea, and also turned me on to that eyeshadow palette and that company that makes really bright colors. But you can get any any eyeshadow palette with those bright colors. But she also really likes doing a wing, and I tried to do a wing with my eyes bigger. She has more almond shaped eyes and my eyes are still pretty round, and it just looked so weird. It looked like a little check mark going up with the wing, and it wasn't until I was on TikTok one day and I saw the puppy eyeliner. That's what they were calling it, I think, puppy eyeliner, and it either goes straight out to the side or it turns down a little bit, and I thought that that was really great for lengthening out my eye so that it wasn't as tall and round. It just pulls it out towards the side a little bit. So I really enjoy doing that as well. And then otherwise, most of my makeup in terms of the rest of my face is the same. I still do highlighter underneath my eyes here. I do just like a little bit here, pulling that color tone inwards. I don't do a lot on my lower lashes, and I don't do a waterline on my lower eyelid anymore because I didn't feel like I need to box my eyes in as much. I'm allowing my eyes to feel a little bit more open and to look a little bit more open. So yeah, I will hop off and I will jump back on with some other looks and show you a little bit of something else. And I hope that this is I mean, maybe just interesting. You know, all of us are different in terms of what our symptoms are. There's some very common symptoms and some things that many of us can relate to, but you know, after surgery, depending on your surgeon, depending on, you know, the results from your surgery, you know, not everyone will have the same eye shape, not everyone will have, you know, this amount of eyelid to play with here, but for those of us that maybe might have similar results to me, and are looking for new ways to express yourself, I hope that maybe this is interesting or maybe helpful. We'll see. Let me know, but I'll be back in a bit with another look. Hi, I'm back and here to show you another way that I'm doing my eyeshadow lately. It's all a lot of the same techniques, just with different color tones. So I'm going to be turning my gaze once again from the camera to a place where I can see myself in my phone. So once again, I pulled in my eyebrows just a little bit to balance out my facial features. And knowing that my eyes are still pretty round, I've pulled the color out towards the side a little bit more and added in that puppy liner wing to continue to lengthen my eyes out a bit. And it's hard to see the color in the camera. It looks much more dynamic and interesting in person, but hopefully you can see a little bit that there's some shimmer right on the inside and it goes into a pink. It's actually pink with silver on it and then goes into a blue and then into black. So I actually use just a touch of black eyeshadow here. I use that bright red here and then blue in the center and then just blended it in together, and actually adding the shimmer, the silver right on top, and then I added blue shimmer on top of here, and that really just kind of mutes those really bright colors just enough so that they're blending really nicely. Again, this was bright red and bright blue here, but maybe you can actually see a little bit in this eye just with this lighting, how this is set up, that you can see a little bit more of how the color changes. So I pulled in, this is mostly the blue and red underneath here, and then it's only in the corner here, right in the center there is more of a neutral kind of beige color. So yeah, again, just a little bit of a different look, a little bit bolder perhaps. I really enjoy this one, and I do this kind of color tone oftentimes when I'm going out in the evenings. So I hope to be back with one more that's a much brighter one that I've used through some parties over the holiday season, just to show you what I'm doing lately. And you know, it's been really nice to feel like I have more options and feel like I can express myself differently and not have to use my makeup. You know, I was never hiding behind my makeup. It was always a tool to help me feel more like myself. But it just feels freeing to be able to have a little bit more options and a little bit more creativity in ways that I wish to express myself. So yeah, I'll be back. Hi, so I am back one more time to show you another way of how I am doing my eyeshadow. Now you can probably already see that this is a much bolder, brighter look, and this one I only pretty much do for the holidays, maybe Halloween, or going out to some concerts, like things where it's a little bit more normal to go over the top and have a little bit more fun. So I'm going to show you what I did here, and again I'm going to change my gaze. So in the corner, I have kind of a shimmery black over here. This is bright red and this is bright yellow. I put some sparkly red on top here and blended that in, and then some sparkly yellow in the center, and also pulled that over to blend it in. Now, one of the things I really love about the sparkles, check this out, I think you can see it right there. There's a little star. Absolutely love it, obsessed. And let me just show you this color palette because it's absolutely wild. I think I got this from like TJ Maxx for $3, and I said it's just absolutely worth it to try it. Check this out. I would have never chosen this color palette during the active phase of TED because all of these color tones just draw so much attention to the eye, and the whole goal of my previous makeup techniques were to take the attention away and to create shadows and try to pull the eyes back, and this really pops. So the colors that I used here are this shimmery black in the corner. I used this red in the center. This is the sparkle red over it. This is the yellow in the center here, and then the sparkle with the stars right on top. Underneath, there's a little bit of black here, and then this bit of beige under as well. And I used some of this like little bit of shimmer just right in the center here. So yeah, I absolutely love this, and I'm looking forward to any chance that I get to play around with these colors a little bit more. And so I wanted to do this video because several people have asked me for an update. Some people have asked me for more makeup tutorials. I don't know if I'm going to do more makeup tutorials because the previous one, if you haven't already checked it out, please do. Just go to my page and you'll see a very short list of videos. But that one pretty much was the thing that helped me during the active phase. But again, now that I'm on the other side, it's figuring things out differently, learning how to express myself and feeling that out. But I think that all of this, how I'm using makeup now, shows in a way maybe how well I'm doing with it. It's all been really hard. The years of struggling and waiting for treatment, getting treatment, recovering through surgeries, continuing to wait for the next surgery, and continuing to get used to the new me, because like I've said before, the me that I was before thyroid eye disease is not the me that I am now. I am different physically, I am different emotionally, I am different mentally. And I still have hard days, and I have hard moments and moments that like just kind of hit me in the heart, but ultimately I think I'm having a lot more better days than hard days, and that's nice. So other things, I have been working between my last video and this video, I have been working to create the resources that I wanted to see, things that I was looking for when I was first diagnosed and I couldn't find anywhere on the internet. So I think at this point, written dozens of articles for different websites like thyroideyedisease.net and Health Grades, and they're all pretty much focused on the emotional side of thyroid eye disease. Several of them talk about my experience with my surgeries, my recovery process, speaking with doctors, but again, everything from the patient perspective. So I will add a link to some of those websites if you'd like to check them out. And if you want to send me a message, I'll also have my email address there as well. And someone asked me the other day, because I do a lot of focus groups and a lot of like chats with different organizations that are working on developing more resources for people with thyroid eye disease. And someone asked me, what advice I could give to someone who was recently diagnosed, or like, is there a silver lining, or there's no silver lining, it's all bad. But in terms of advice or things to look ahead to, I don't know if I have anything that would be really meaningful advice, because I know that every road is different and every road is going to be very difficult in different ways. But I think that the best thing that I can say is that if you are struggling, if you feel like you are alone, if you have a hard time at recognizing yourself in the mirror, if you feel like you've lost your sense of self, you're not alone. There are other people out there who understand, and you're not alone. So thank you for watching. Truly, the comments that I've gotten on my last video really made me so happy that I could help people. So thank you. And feel free to stay in touch, and I wish you well.